Welcome everyone to this Thursday Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for June 23rd, 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so we are still pretty much in this full moon energy still, which is that Sagittarius energy. Free-spiritedness, inspiration perhaps, and I think most importantly, seeing the big picture in our lives. But the moon is going to be in Capricorn here today, which is more about the grounded side of this big picture, taking things slow. You know, as the sign shows us, which is the sea goat, goats climb those mountains, but they do it one step at a time, through persistence, through patience, through taking a lot of these inspirations and actually putting them into action. And so I think that's a great way of working with the day, is to develop that persistence, put things in motion, and develop that personal mastery, especially with the moon here, because the moon's our emotional body. It's the daily concerns. And in Capricorn, it's a good time to have that mastery, that presence, that awareness of the emotions of the daily concerns, and then acting from that state of centeredness. So a good day for that. Also good for reserve and anything productive as well with Capricorn also. Now, in terms of the sun, of course, the sun and Venus are still in Gemini, so still good for focusing on ideas, maybe sharing those ideas and learning. I think there's a lot to enjoy with learning at the moment with Venus here in Gemini, and perhaps exchanging those ideas with others. So that's the still focal point, a lot of energy to be gained through that intellectual and communicative energy. Now, a lot of that will likely be in a more slow and steady way, because the ruler of Gemini, Mercury, is in Taurus. In fact, Mercury is now, this part of the week, finishing up that Grand Cross energy that was exact earlier in the week. So this is about now this integration and implementing a lot of the things that maybe we've learned these past couple days about the mind, about centering the mind, about communication, and about, again, I think that patience, which is what that Grand Cross is all about. But in Taurus, it's also this earthly energy. So I think when it does come to the mind and come to this communication stuff, I think it's good to take things nice and slow. All right, it's a slow and steady kind of thinking. And also thinking in terms of our values. What is it we enjoy in life? And that's what this whole lunar cycle has been about. It all started in Taurus, which is about cultivating these values. Maybe even cultivating some more self-reliance, accessing that sense of self-worth, thinking about what our natural gifts, our natural abilities are, and taking action from there. So that's a lot of earth energy today, I feel like. And as you can see here in the transit graph, again, finishing up from yesterday, which could be this integration of, again, the possibilities with the practical side of things. You know, Mercury was squaring up to Jupiter, which is, again, Jupiter, those possibilities, and Sagittarius, that big picture worldview, but how to actually implement it in the daily sphere. So I think it's still a great day for that, taking things nice and slow when it comes to that application, when it comes to that inspiration. And the moon is going to be sextiling to Saturn. This is the only aspect going exact today. So this is, again, confirming that Capricorn energy. All right, so this is an opportunity here, I think, to have a bit of that reserve and productive energy, to have patience, and to see things in the big picture, which is also Saturn. Now, as a backdrop, we do have a lot of things still going on this week. Jupiter still trining up to Pluto. This is going to go exact over the weekend. This is about change to our worldview and seeing things in that new light, and perhaps making change in our life in some sense right now can be very supportive with this, but it does require going deep. It does require diving deep, but I think of all the different times in the past, with an aspect like this, it's perhaps the easiest, or one of the easiest times to go within, see where we have perhaps some fears, some inhibitions, and making change nonetheless, right? Being aware of them, accepting these feelings or whatnot, and then making change in our lives so that we have more freedom. You know, Jupiter is about the open range. It's about making change along the life path that I think we know we need to make. So that's that aspect. Jupiter's still very close to the North Node. They're getting closer. And so this is about learning. It's a lot to learn still. I think a lot of what we're learning about is our self-expression. Again, all of that Leo energy with Jupiter and the North Node here. So getting creative, still great this week, expressing ourselves, maybe doing those things that we enjoy as well. Now, Saturn still squaring up to Neptune, of course, so this aspect has been waning. It's actually becoming less and less from last week. So this is perhaps the uncertainty, perhaps the doubts about things. But again, detaching is the key with this. And this is detaching from, I think, the future things, maybe the productive things, because again, we're talking about Saturn and anything we've been building in our life. All right, so that's the major aspects. Moon sextile Saturn, Moon in Capricorn, Mercury in Taurus. I'm getting a feeling of a lot of this earthly energy. Although there is this mental energy, like I said, I think it's still great to be learning and that inquisitiveness. I think taking things nice and slow today, taking that practical approach with Mercury, and seeing things in the big picture through patience and persistence. All right, so I hope you guys have an excellent day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.